Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Digimon review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Digimon Universe Applimonsters Applidrive SP set. So without further ado, let us take a look at the newest Digivice. So here is the Applidrive SP set. Now this is a special set, seemingly limited run. I've seen it restocked at a few stores, but I imagine after a certain point this will stop being available, as the contents are sold separately minus one of the chips. So here we have the Applidrive, the Appmon main, and 4 Appmon chips. The way this works is every app monster, which would be a digital monster inside of a smartphone application, hence Applimonsters, every one of those has their own chip. And then each of those can be app-linked to be fused together, and certain ones will app-gatai, or app-fusion, into a super Appmon. Very cool, different kind of take on the Digimon universe, no direct evolution line, which is kind of interesting. The concept also reminds me of a certain other franchise that has made Bandai a ton of money in Japan, Yokai Watch, which has now made its way over to America. So I imagine this kind of spawned from Yokai Watch's popularity. I've noticed that Bandai does take this approach with a lot of their toy lines, and it is killing it in toy sales of this market. Things like Kamen Rider, Yokai Watch, Appmonsters, and possibly others that I don't know of. But Bandai has figured this out. The idea is basically you have a device, like the Applidrive here, which plays sounds based on small collectible items that can be purchased with other toys, with gashapon, capsules, candy toy items, and of course, good old blind bags. They sell blind bags of 2 chips per bag. I ended up buying a couple boxes of these. The rarities are common, rare, super rare, and perfect rare. I've never gotten any perfect rares from a blind bag, and it is completely random, so even if you buy a box, you're not guaranteed a complete set. But really cool. These are retail for 240 yen, I believe, so not a bad price for 2 chips. Now, of course, this does come with 4 chips. The 4th chip is a special perfect rare Scopemon, and that is only in this set. So if you're wanting to get into Applimonsters and you want a Scopemon without having too much trouble finding them in the blind bags, I've myself bought 2 boxes and gotten 2 Scopemon, you might want to get this set. It would be very beneficial. But let's take a look at the contents and see how things are individually if you decide to go that way as well. Before we look at the meat and the potatoes of this set, which is the Applidrive, let's take a look at the Appmon band. This is something that before we knew full details thought it would do something cool, similar to the Yokai Watch being the entire function of that. This literally does nothing except hold chips. You can fit 2 chips in here, and that's it. There's literally no function to this. The only reason to really get this if you don't get the set is if you want the Cameraman chip, but he's available in blind bags as well. So there's not much point. Unless you're wanting something like this, this basically is the equivalency of the tags and crests from Adventure. They're neat, it's kind of iconic, but it doesn't even have the iconic symbols. There's nothing to distinguish this as a certain characteristic. So it's not even as cool as the tags and crest, but it literally does nothing. The band is kind of small compared to things like, hate to bring it up again, Yokai Watch, which has massive wristbands. As you can see, putting it on my wrists, I pretty much am in the next to last slot here, which, yeah, and I don't have that massive a wrist either, so good luck all my friends out there with larger wrists than me. It's kind of neat to wear, honestly. That's pretty much it. It's handy because if you just want chips while you're carrying around the drive, it's good for conventions if you're cosplaying. Really, there isn't anything else to it. It has no sounds. It has nothing really special. And heck, even the chip it comes with isn't unique because that is the nearly identical chip with a different QR code and serial number is in the blind bags. And it's a rare, so it's not even that hard to get. The Appmon band is kind of lame, being perfectly honest. If you're not getting the set, don't bother buying it. Here we have the Applidrive. Now this is the newest Digivice item. Not technically a Digivice per se, but it pretty much is the Digivice for this series. As you can see, it's really, really nice looking. Got white and black for the main design with this nice metallic red plate on the front. It is the Appmon cover. There's a QR code to be used with the Applimonsters 3DS game, which is Japan only currently. It takes 3 AAAs to power this, and there is 2 buttons on the side, A and B. So you got that going on here. The plate actually does come off. It's known as a cover officially, and there are other cover sets that just recently came out for the other human characters, so you don't actually have to buy multiple Applidrives. Like in the past, if you wanted different colors of the Digivices, you'd have to buy different colors, and you'd have to buy multiples. Here, it is nice, you just twist, pull off, and you can put another cover on, which is great, and I'm sure saves some manufacturing costs somewhere, but that means you can have all the colors without worrying about buying this multiple times. In terms of size, I just want to talk about this. Digivices have grown. This is the approximate size of the original Digivice. This is the complete selection animation version. And you can see that this is massive compared to that. And even compared to the crossloader, which even with the crossloader extended up here, this is still, you know, pretty substantial. It's larger too. It's not too bad to hold. It kind of fits in the palm of your hand, much like the crossloader did. So you got that kind of going on. And it does remind me of the crossloader because of the crossloader's Digimemory idea there. So it's just kind of weird. But there's a lot more functionality with the Appmon chips than there ever was for the Digimemories. But the Digimemories aren't included with the figure line for Appmonsters, so I have no reason to buy the figures. Personally, I don't find any of them to be that great looking. If they make one of Camramon, I'd probably buy it, but yeah, there's not much reason to buy it. So without further ado, let's take a look. Now, this is not an LCD game. If anyone could guess, it is a Bandai type collecting gimmick, collectible line sound activation device. Let's switch it on. Now, if you can't tell, there is a bright LCD screen here. It's a backlit LCD screen, but it is an LCD screen continuing the trend of LCD screens on Digivices. You can see it there with the light off better. But basically, a lot of different information will pop up here. It'll have text, numbers, all kinds of cool stuff. It reads Power of Appmon. Really cool. So if you press A while this is like this, it says set come on because it wants you to set an Appmon chip. If you press B, it activates the ranking mode, which will rank the most powerful Appmon combinations you've come up with. So let's do that.
Ranking number 1. Appmon plus Appmon number 10. Doscomon plus Appmon number 3. Dogachimon plus Appmon number 4. Chiamiramon plus Appmon number 5. Digimon plus Appmon. 君のレベルは
And that is all the animations that go on down there. It's a little crazy. I was not expecting that much after the ranking, but it's kind of neat. It shows all of the main Appmon for the most part. Really cool. I'm digging it. It's neat. It's got that. So that's the ranking mode. It keeps track of everything. It's really cool how it saves all that information. Now, of course, we have Appmon chips. That is the main function here. Here is the ones included with the regular Applidrive include Digimon, which you can see Digimon there. Looking really cool. It's a nice layered effect where there's an effect on top of the image inside the clear plastic. Here's the back. It's a rare, despite being a promotional one, that is included. And here is Navimon, the other one you will get in the regular Appli drive. So there's that. Now, of course, there was the camera momo, which I do want to show close up. This one does come with the band, as well as the blind bags. So do Gachmon and Navimon, in case anybody needs those separately. They are in blind bags. You got that. And then the special Perfect Rare Scopamon, which is in a different pose than the regular Scopamon, but it still plays the same sound. And is the easiest way to get a Scopamon right now. This one probably will be rarer and harder to get in the future. So without further ado, let's app realize. So let's take Gachmon here and activate it. So that is Gachmon. See, it says pairing Gachmon on the top there. That's just the plate. Now what's cool is that it does through all the sound effects from the series, including the narration about the Appmon. I'm not exactly sure the exact phrasing there, but yeah, that is the Applidrive or Apprealize functionality. This works for all of them, so I'm going to go through the other three now. So there is Navimon. So, Cameramon, Navimon, and Gachmon are all standard Appmon, which means they're the basic level. Now, Scopemon is a super Appmon, therefore the summoning noise is different. So that is all the Applidrive function. For those curious, the way that this works is that these have NFC chips in them, and then they are scanned directly when you put them into the drive and close the lid, which is why there's a slight delay after you close it before the sounds begin. And honestly, what's really cool about this is that it's not just sound effects, but has this little display down here. It just kind of adds to the effect and makes it even better. Now, like I said, there is an app link function, so let's begin by, we'll just do Gachmon and Navimon. The app link function works with whichever Appmon you previously app realized. So all you gotta do is press the A button here, and now we get So there is Dogachmon. It's not the Super Appmon Applidrive sound, but it is the fusion, the proper version of doing it in the show. So far, they have not used any of the Super Appmon chips. So that is really cool. Now, of course, any two Appmon can app-link. Now, the app-link function is kind of funny. Any two Appmon can combine, but since Gachmon and Navimon made Dogachmon, it will go with Dogachmon plus whatever you put in next. Now, if you just put Gachmon and Cameramon together, and then took Cameramon out and put somebody else in, it's going to go with whoever Gachmon was. It's kind of a weird system, but basically this is how this works. So it's got the Dogachmon sound in it. And we'll combine with Scopemon. So basically from here, because it's Dogachmon plus Scopemon, if I press Applink, it's not going to do Dogachmon plus Scopemon and then add somebody else. It's going to go back to Dogachmon, because that was the last actual Appmon that was made. So hopefully I've explained that in full. That is basically how that works. Also, if you press this button at any time while you've done a fusion, it'll say Applink complete. And if you have a regular Appmon that you've Applidrived in the Applidrive, and you press the button, it'll replay the attention please segment with the explanation. But that is all the functions of the Applidrive. So the question is, would I recommend the Applidrive SP set for Digimon Universe Applimonsters? Absolutely. This is one of the most fun Digivices I've gotten since the Complete Selection Animation Digivice, and that has nowhere near as many sounds as this does, especially with all the possibilities with Appmon Fusion. Really, really cool toy. Yes, it does take some things from Yokai Watch and Kamen Rider belts, but it takes it and puts it into a unique perspective. The Yokai Watch will do lights, sounds, or sometimes just sounds. This does lights, sounds, has a cool sliding function, and a digital display that displays relevant graphics and information based on the Appmon. It helps you fuse them together to make more powerful combinations, which I think translates over to the 3DS game, as well as displaying the names, displaying little animations of the Digimon. Really cool stuff inside that little LCD screen. And it continues the tradition of the LCD screen Digimon devices. Other than that, is the SP set worth it? Definitely, especially if you want the Scopemon chip and Cameramon without going into blind bags. If you're going into blind bags and don't really care about the special Scopemon, I'd say just get the drive. There's not much point to the band, unless you just really love having two chips on you at all times that you can wear around your wrist. Not really much point to the band. It's just kind of there. The drive is just fantastic. It's probably Bandai's best roleplay device this year for any of their lines, in my opinion, and everything I've seen. They knocked it out of the park with this. I'm looking forward to getting more chips, more covers, everything. This is going to be really fun. It's also going to get expensive. I already see myself falling into the trap of trying to get more chips. Now, I got my Applidrive SP set from AmiAmi, but it is also available on HobbyLink Japan, and you can also check with Japanese middleman services such as Okinawan Toy Seller and his site, which is Tokutaku Toys. I would also recommend going through him if you're looking for more Appmon chips, as he has individual ones and sets for sale from the Gashapon and the Candy Toy and the blind bags. Overall, definitely recommended, and I'll probably do a follow-up video to this with the first series of chips, as I have nearly all of them. Until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.